my gassy Sasha Wolfompa. This is History 101. Abakosem Jumedie. Ane. A deeper than the ocean. Trust me. And then command door so cause say me ba live I check Accra. Yeah, me ba live I check Accra. Almost a week now. And I me ba live. Yes, inti. On say a chesana. Me tenasi cha ne ama nsem no adoso a ana ejapia very deep isuo ni mu do ejapia 1870 doso ne ye behwe ne adi nkomo ni bebre mo fa nteme ye behwe ne adi nkomo no bebre e de free ho nti mame entwe wa adwen emra senior man Ochiami Kofi superstar Ochiami Kofi the big man himself and I join you know and me pacha follow no the channel ni wo YouTuber Answers TV. Go and follow it, Answers TV. What you say? Some no hinta no yi ano wo ho. Next week me watch in the studio. Next week next week me show bo oh, we are sigira tinti. Next week, yeah, din komo and komo na. Yes, na aye. Good. And komo no. Match now how I will be community with your spirit guides. You was spirit guides. A Christopher no. A friend no guardian angels. What you say? Guardian angels. You see, a din to sabi girl. These are all semantics, labeling. What you say? Mommy say one Hillary. Me patch what you say? Okay. What you say? Bafo kwekusu. Okay, good. Asante Achim. Medasi. Oh, how you communicate with your spirit guide or your spirit team? What you say? And I say your guardian angels. What you say? You better no. Then you better in the Jewish Kabbalah no. What you say in the Jewish Kabbalah no? They are pointing us to, and here maybe say nipa krano. There were 5 levels of the soul. What you say? 5 levels of the soul. What we say? Another be a mini animal Christopher no. Twetwe nkomo me twe o madwena bed, ene maybe so a. Aya no omu free say bi na chidom hene wo tan bi na metan wo mu ana say bi wo som no a wo mu di akire no na say bi oye me ya na da bi no krapa ne say Christianity Judaism and a wo no what you say Judaism and a wo Christianity but the no krapa ne say in Judaism no apart from the Torah no, they have other spiritual books. What you say, which is the Kabbalah. And no ye spiritual. What you say, and no ya humusem. But I know na brofo na edi Christianity ne bremo no woman fa Kabbalah na nka ho amamo. They only gave you the New Testament and the Old Testament. Even the New Testament and the Old Testament, some of the books now the Orthodox Bible nimnekrano. En supo eni the omo de bre eni. But se nipa be powerful. Nipa be powerful. And yet these physical things in the be nipa powerful. And the spiritual essence and the nipa powerful. So basically abrofo no omo ye ya danko dada be. What you say? One say Now this brings me to one of your topic no and then you be discussing. So basically yakajagum common one yashasian god yashasian mo ajomo akwa baby the baba kosem the history 101. So what you say good. So basically this drops me home too. And come on, there be a mini with this abrofono. They knew what they were up to. What you say? Oba hima Queen Elizabeth. I'm a Lizzie. Why say abrofone ba be dominate na Christianity na nkasa no officially Christianity no ba beji hini ewo yasa asiso no na ohima Lizzie na waba betina edwane so. What you say during the colonial era no ohima Lizzie na ebetina akonwane so. Na wonu say erama obi a wodi Christosom ebre wo de, you would want to assume say madama you would want to assume say said your woman di Christosom na ebre ye ni de ene omo so ye Christofo. You see many of us adwene aye say the Europeans no niti to the British Empire no edi Christianity no ebre yen no through the Church of England and other European missionaries, the Basel missionaries, which is Basel, and all these and sorry no. Why do you be say some crofo no now omu ye Christofo there be no omu ye Christofo. And for instance, Ohima Lizzie, Queen Elizabeth was not a Christian. Na said ya abakosem dwumadi da ya yo no. Mitumri a na machire si. Wa hunu mitumri pe. Na machire we sie kura mi tusumri no. Said be ya wani no be da ho. You see this is consciousness. Program where consciousness. What I say? And consciousness is awareness. Entiniema bi na mi bie so a kire okeke. I'm nothing. Minyobia. Bogu Presby JSS. But then, when you say Obia wahini bia no ewo efutufo enti wokọ Yasanti memu a opemso ewo empani a etunefo woti ase owo womu a etunefo ewo sikasem ho woti ase eba no military ekon ho a owo obi a otunefo ewo ekon ho woti ase eno ne himfo no sana hene woti ase ba mu hene eba ne spirituality a meda eba ne spirituality a wo obi a wono nso sumankwa hene woti ase sumankwa hene wono na nsumansam ni ayi nyina no esi ni naso eti eba honhom nsem eni ayi a sumankwa hene eni woni wopemso etu saa na mo no. Now in the British Empire no the setup no so na no omo so they had advisors and they still have them. Now opani ba ko as ebra Queen Elizabeth ebetena akonwane so na wono ene special advisor ewo honhomsemu ene abayidom ni edutromu opani aye frɛ no John D. Opani John D. As a matter of fact, and then yapon abakosem dwumadi yi a me did the diaries of John D. ebe to your WhatsApp group nim na obi a wono ebe pese wo be kinkan bi no ono so enya bi akenkan na wonim ade ba ko am finding is strange e John D ene wo ba ahema Lizzie enkita hodie ne say at the British Museum no ye wo Esprien mirror madama ma menkyere mu adekoro you see ade ya mekan ukọ British Museum a ewo ho a enie so this is the picture from the Scrying mirror from the British Museum. Me pacho. Ah yes, they are druids. Yes. So me dey kire ahwehwe ni nie. Answer it is a TV screen no. Answer it is a TV screen no. Ahwehwe ni nie. John D ahwehwe no. Ahwehwe we according to John D. Or see ahwehwe we ena na wo hwem ede efa so ede summon communicating with angels yewo oti asese ne say yewo positive and negatives nti who am I to doubt him say angels yes angels but as to say angels na wo panini sama wo mo no wo mo ye benevolent benevolent angels and benevolent angels. The British Museum now the tools na abrofo no mo de ye o ma bayidom. This is John D. Na hwehwe you see on say wona nanom nso they had technologies like this and no mo de communicating with entities. What I say, they communicating with entities. Now, my problem is this. One no ebe kachire was say one ananom traditions and their customs evil. What I say? Almost say one ananom customs and traditions evil. But here they are practicing sorcery and witchcraft. To the point say, eneno, ehon akade no is kept in museums for you to come and pay monies and watch it. Ba wo wa freti abosom, amachi abosom aba bese Saudi ni nyina ahwe no. You see, the common sense na ebi before ayira yen. But you see, lack of knowledge, my people perish. Nimdi ame mainie. Omo yira. Me come what odi me John D. Ediris neto hwa. You will come to understand, say, Oko America, Silicon Valley, the practices, the technology behind AI, no, it's not the internet. What you say? Me ma what you say? The same principles no na John D. Edisa ahwehwe no and mind you this ahwehwe no womo ekofe from the Aztecs. It is an ancient technology. Aztecs no when after the Europeans invade Mesoamerica no whether these are some of the things they found. And then John D. Mamika Sembinchiro. These people, John D. Mo, Michelangelo Mo, and all these brains behind the European Renaissance, no, they were not Christians. So what I say, one more no year behind the European Renaissance, and my Europeans a movie out from the so-called no, they were not Christians. Na nyese omo asori ahomache anadwo dasuo mu bo mpayo no omo tumuro ankasa na omo etumuro ena na no me ma woti ase say apart from enuro ni so ano omo to no apart from enuro no ana sankrofo no omo to no the resources why am here live on Pacho? Ken, stop. What you say? Now the resources, and the resources behind the European Renaissance, no, at that time, no. The gold now and the resources now no more free Africa. No. Basically, a history and a gusu a repeating no. Nothing has changed. What you say? So and now the book no ever to your WhatsApp group ni Mondi abeyi them the advisor. What you say to the Queen of England? Answer na the Bible ni ba besha wonsano. John D mu ena na ehwe niema mu omo hwe petitakram. Before we are a concert too. A concert. You're very concert people. Apart from Saudi, we are many will say. Mame entry wajune enko mobia a course in 1913. A newspaper publication. So I have the newspaper clips, no. Ewa hasi. Mamemfa the newspaper clips no. Enchire abusuafo. Then mini hu enkomo. Na abrofo ena describe inipa. So this is basically the spiritual essence of the human body. And I said the soul, the aura, your energy body. What I say? Now good. Article na AD enkomono enie. Article na AD enkomono enie na in the article no. Good. Magnetism. Read it for yourself. Minim so ube huna. So me the newspaper article no eto your WhatsApp group name for the people who be me akan no na almost why day etimi akan bi but my transcribe the article no kama because so wo person wo kan ya din because the 1913 na Ghana da so kwa but then book no can assembly about personal magnetism. The book no episode chire say aside a nipa body and mind you this conversation the ekofa asa enkomo no eba aburuchire America man mu ema wo mo de nam so develop this magnetism technology ana omo de sayare before mainstream health, before the Rockefellers no taking control of modern medicine no. Now Europeans no na abrofo no the magnetism. Also there be a catch that will say we are magnetic beings. What I say yeah enipa no we are magnetic beings. Until we attract and repel. What you say? We attract and repel because we are magnetic beings. The lies no abrofo no be catch no is to work hard and be successful. No, you attract what you want. What I say, you attract what you want. Now, the cover this conversation at the bar abruchi memune say, Ebra abrofo no discover electricity. Tieni Abra abrofo no discover electricity. Now we almost start to use electricity at the power machines no. And Kofo started busa questions because said the Debia Oma Katira Mene will say we are our body. And ya juni say yen ni pediano. Yen ni pediano what ya senti e brano aye but everything we are doing is for the body. Oba respective wa ohwa soro ne wo fom. Ohwa soro ekosi wo fom. Enya body ni kura bi o ma fe de she body no and wo hwe de ajeje body no instead of the what is inside no. But then abrafo no discover electricity no. Electricity air power machines. Air so TV. Air so light. Air so otiase air so niema. So people started asking questions. Say electricity air power adie we emane na air power enipa dasani ene niema nyina eme no so ye adwuma. What you say? Na air power independent nso. It is when abrofoni decided yes say they will dig deeper. No one what is behind the flesh. If you be a mautia says you are not the body. Ukoye Christo nini so mo ka kire wo. Wona nanom de debia na o ma ka kire say wo ye okra. And wafa nipadua no e de adura wo ho. Now what is beautiful about this whole thing is this. Because the soul originally is not from the physical realm no. It be bia wo ba physical realm ha bia be fa ye bia no. E mandated say or kwa se su jane ha. E the universal law. Nipa fa ama me fa ne wate asefo asasi so which is consciousness. Which is consciousness. And no dear, wherever you go after departing this physicality, no, it goes with you and it sticks with you. And it that some of us during our awakening process, we started remembering some of these ancient things. You started History 101. Acho. And you're doing come on, bibri. Something you ask yourself, say, and ne uko social media swa. Titin semwa enkwadan kitwa kano. Wamu kwa tifri hifa. Then you have forgotten, say, a Christopher on the Bible, no more de bre won't catch those mreni bequevi ya. Ubeshi na dum egun kokwaso. You see, I hear this topic, the end of the days. Because according to every ancient civilization, you know, after every 26,000 years, there is an end of a cycle and a beginning of a new one. A lot of ancient texts about what you call cataclysms. The Bible no can about a flood. The Bible no can about Ija Ehwasem, the Sumerian tablet, the Enuma Elish, a lot of ancient texts, the Hopi prophecies from the North Americans talks about these things. Mamenka asem nkyerɛ sɛ wunnimu a may kai will say we are in that era. Saa brɛ no mu ne yɛwɔ no. Now, I will say a Christopher ne Bible no, it is deeper than what asɔrefoɔ no ɛma wote aseɛ no. A Christopher no asɔfoɔ no ɛma wote aseɛ no. One, there are a lot of predictions in the Bible because Bible no ankasa in itself no. So wo fa as the Romans no, the Roman Empire no compile at the Council of Nicaea no. Even in Ukraine nyasem. What I said during the compile that time no, that era no, nasem to the Bible no, is an ancient text. What I said it's an ancient text. You see, it's one of my favorite books, even though I'm not a Christian. But yeah, I don't read it from a Christian perspective. I read it from spiritual perspective and historical perspective. And when you read it from that perspective, a beautiful book. You come to understand what Jesus Christ represents. And you understand, say Jesus Christ, anything Jesus Christ, no, answer my friend, because Jesus Christ, no, in the Bible, no, represented the awakening. Jesus Christ in the Bible, no, represented the awakening. It is why Jesus Christ, Ebra unya asem no, Ebra in the Bible, yeba bechina kwa kukuno no. One rely on the physicality, but rather or consulting the ancestors. What you say? Elijah, Moses, and we call people so no call frere womo. Samai frere. Machres we several times on History 101. But you see, the whole mission of the church, the botayano is to distract you, is to make a fool out of you. What you say? Other than that, maybe my mention what be. Other than that, maybe Kambabe chireo. Maybe. Hold on. TikTok, maybe I'm holding on. TikTok, maybe hold on a minute. Okay, good. Okay, good. One would say what kind? The book of Exodus. Is that the Exodus, no? The migration story, no? Or more come all these are allegories and happens historically. Ubia meya akwa ewa kemet. Just for their justification to enslave your ancestors. Una nanomo enslave or mother. You see? So what kind Exodus 20 verse 24. There are a set of spiritual laws. What is a set of spiritual laws in the book of Exodus. Bible no enye complete. Inti a hint a certain things to you, and then one kasano in your spiritual awakening, no, you follow it as part of your awakening. What you say? For instance, The 10 commandments is not 10 commandments, and they are not 10. It was borrowed from the 42 negative confessions of Maat. But then, when we say after the Bible no eka the 10 commandments ne ho komono, then chire okay, Marty Jack, let us say. But that's it. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Oh, enti kasa eniema ne ho nkomo no. Ye nanu ye manu die on die adwuboni sa nani jadi sa. Wo die. On say ka official keys. Kasa eniema ne ho nkomo na kire o how to build altar any sanema now. Madarma, mommy any exercise be because I've done this several times, but then there's another portion. I'll say yaka bosombo abosombo ehun asem. Abosombo ho asem. But then there's another portion of the verse. Eka asase. Asase altar from the earth. What I say? Altar from the earth. Good. Now, what we say, so let me read from the Bible. Bible they say, Exodus 20 verse 24 say, an altar on earth you shall make for me, and sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your oxen, in every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless you. Now, me pachewu. Sa wo ye Kristo ni na se wo kwa asori na osofo ekan the book of Exodus 20 verse 20 verse 24 e de kire wo a me kama wati ase say altar no a Bible ni ka kire musem build the emano no. This is the altar. Me will be enie altar ni mo altar no enie. You see abosom so na you see madwumu na how madwumu de ha ndina da bia nam de spanner no ama mo se monye emfa nto adwene ne ho na mo miemiem akwa nsini wura o akwa onsini wo wura so wadwene ya wo se broni na wo ye wakwa no obema wasene no there bio spanner no come on, how can you be this naive? Sa akwa nsini wo wura eti broni no kire wo eardrum beat hwe. This is your altar. But you see, on altar ne kura unim. In the Bible, no, the book of Exodus actually will say altar no build there. Men build wo baby a obefro steps. What I say obefro steps ansana wako altar ne so. Nti wa say altar no asase. It is earth energy. These types of altar no you build them earth elements. Is the earth elemental energies. And you're building these kind of altars for. But we saw what that was sorry demo say baby or mountain what altar so for Kajatabwa Jatabwa Jatabwa ayirina etem no na kai emfa hey emfa yeah drum beat emfa da sadwi mu mrese pa na yede beye Christosum ne dia emfa o kai emfa. Nah, man. You see, but obeba akohwem no na sofo a build this kind of altar. Ehye dukurum ba bia ode niema ko gugusu o ekofre niema o. But then now ewo sorry dem edom na nim ne de watwe pipinis aba bejina ho ka kire o se abosom, because the fact is this. Say wo kasa abosom som ye nkwase asem a busum bia ni ho adaje. What does it, because enti won kan hwe e no mo kura mo mfra mo ho abosom omo a ofra mo abosom no omo mfra mo ho abosom ndi wo no na wo kan wa ase na wo didi ho astem bahuno. Now mene wo ka altar ho asem no ene na yenhwe ekwan a wo be fa so a wo be communicate with your spirit guides or your spirit team, your guardian angels, your ancestors. On this platform, you share how to build an altar. Ekwan a wo be build a personal altar. E wo fie. Emfa ho say a single room mu na wote. Say a even in your wardrobe, utimi build an altar in your wardrobe. Altar no nye ne kese. These are energies. What you say? They need a sacred place, a sacred space. Wonfa ifi enka ho. What you say? Baby, a sacred. Wonfa fi enka ho. But that's a good God cell. Wonfa fi enka ho. Because enokra ne say enema bebre fi, but unim wahuno enema bebre fi, but unim. Enti sa wo pese wo to wonsa efre honhom konkono na woni ni di nkomo a ba bia wo fre honhom ne so wo mmara na woni ni nkita ho no sese ho ye bia e ho tie. Then empanisi nteso nko anante wahuno yemfa yefno pan enhya ben enti da bia me ka kire mo se hwe wo betimi agina ho ententen anajo nondumienu akwa akosi anopa no nsia abompaye aye hiri baba meka bibia se bibia ensi but show obi be fa candle baako no afa incense baako na wakotena ne manhwea baabi no asoso no watena si dio no obone mpaye wodi tirim eni ne friend meditation no dio no obone mpaye wodi tirim sa nipa no ebia 10 minutes per eno spend ye ono ni mpaye no aye yi eche hiri baba every say ahonhom they move with atmosphere. Ahonhom a movie with atmosphere. And it in a cantete no what an animal baba ye baba fresuman ye baba fra honhom yɛbɛhyehyɛ nneɛma yɛbɛbɔ ntwene wote aseɛ yɛbɛyɛ nneɛma we create the atmosphere for the spirit wote aseɛ to come. Nana said in here okasie medase medase wote aseɛ na mamenka asɛm bi nkyerɛ wo nyɛ yɛn nyinaa na yɛnam hɔ kwawo yɛmu bebree no we are connected, deeply connected to our roots. Deeply connected. I mean, asɛm bi esi ye na enene nansen ya me wo fa ase ewu bugu efre me ni medi ho nkomo tie na fa tu koto dwem fa tu ho fo Dr. Nana Shedi onkwa aso okese mame ka asem nkyerɛ mabofra no enam ena ohia abrante no ohia abrante no ohunu se week we ya o just Monday ya asem na me wo kan yi Monday ya asem na me wo kan yi Monday ya nti na me ka kyerɛ o da bia se menhye obi ahofasuo enhye obi ho tan enfan emu na bomfie ne di na tem enye ne basabasa izanya bia no wo bible na ka kyerɛ wo bible no aka kyerɛ wo se wo fum obi a ehwa hu ni wo hwa ansa no wo de wa kompanimfo anim me kan play enye play fa empanimfo no omunya nkwada o omu ntifie o tete na ne yeka se empe tete no ne yeka nsem bi se wanyini a konwuram se wanyina o se yes wanyini a konwuram no me ken ne amawati ase se ampa enokre empanimfo no omu wo nwuram empanimfo ni wo nwuram o if you say yehu wo dede dodo na dede wahu dede enya kasankwa na ye dede efi nsu ye dede efi se bibia e was sound bibia was vibration bibia was otiase penifo umure mu ati penifo ni fie nti age yesiesie efie no age yesiesie ho ansa na penifo aba yesiesie ye penifo mada bomo so eti obi fun wa ehwa ofun obi ahwa hunu no menye wo hu se ehunu wo se bia wo na wasisi fie wo na watoto cars wo na bia wo ti abrochire nti no ufra abrochire abanti no enipa no wono otegana ha ne hu fie bia ne motoam kankan hwe yi wonya bi ntwi ne motoam enti no wubu na bomfia ma menka asem ne isi ye ne nkyerɛ Ushia abrantie no na suman idi abrantie n'echi suman idi abrantie n'echi no fra abrantie bra mehu ade bi di wachi mehu suman se edi wachi now ya we no say ane me awe se me usumai a odi machi na me sumai no ha me dodo o say me sikasem ti abofra abrante no
This is a reminder to drink water.
to ase sumai ne ha na adwen sumai ne ha na adwen ti sumai ne say ni sikasem ana no ka kire abrante ne se hwe ne se usumai no enye se wo house sikasem no enye sumai ne kura nka sika kura no unhu bi unya bi sika ne mpo nke bi enka wonsa eno waka se sumai na sai no na de atie ne se usumai no ma wunya bi a o ma ne bi ni enti de wono nam so ema wunya ye no ayete se wode kraman akọ nwura mu akọche nam da bia kraman ne kọche aboa no ode ba mo ba fie na de abebọ nkwan no awe sabio ye mo ade ne ayi wunyi yi bi makraman yi nwe manani nye dako kraman no ọche aboa onfe mre wo bewe dise sumai no ọtwe sika ba na uji sika no na ye wo se waju jumaden hard work grind hard ya jumaden ho ya jumaden ko school na obeye yie nti ye wo se school na wa no ye wo se wajumaden ni na oye me ba chewo nkrofo ye jumaden chen nkrofo eye ajumaden e chen wo omunye yi wahuno de ma nipa ye yie de ma enipa edi yie e wate asefo asase so no ansa na a Christopher okra Bible ne beba no ne ye nananum nim se nya dwumaden but the Christopher Bible ne ba ye na Christopher Bible ne so be ka kire ye se onyankopon ensa no nhira e na me onipa ye odefo obre adwuma emfa bi nka ho. You see, who problem ne say? Wadwene ya o say wadamfo no a waye yie, unua na waye yie, sikani na wonam ho no. Obo na brabo no ibiare biara se de wo so bo wo de ni biare biara no. Sa na wadwene yo. Ana ebia wadamfo na wone ne nam no. De di na chi wunim. De woni fie wunim. Wunim empire ne maame ne papa eboma no. Enti to da bi emfa ho ntoto obi o ewisia kusan obanche na obi asoba yire nhye why kusan obanche hweso na kusan obanche. You see, I learned this the hard way. Tina da bi aya na no se mbetena se aya na me fuma bra bo nye emfa to ho mam. Mini hobia. Tiwana mde mani ko to ne so agi sumai. When nipa be di mi hwamo. Nipa be di mi hwamo. Nipa zo di mi hwamo. I tell you. Wow, no but we are when you are waking, the eti muni nyane a. Wo de niema che. Me de niema nso che no nkire se wo de acha na wo di nipa na say back to your life. What you say? There are certain people, you cut them off. They only appeared in your life to teach you a certain lessons. It is unless adeɛ na ɔmo kyerɛ wo no wansua. Sa adeɛ na ɔmo bɛkyerɛ wo no wansua, ɔmo bɛsɛ repeat bio, ɔmo de bɛdiw. They are there for that purpose. They are there to teach you that lesson. Nti wɔkyerɛ wo saa adeɛ no ɛya ne wie, wɔkyerɛ wo saa adeɛ no ɛya no wɔkyerɛ wo wie a no wagya ne kwan no ɔkɔ. Take the lessons. Don't blame him. Don't fight him. It's not necessary. Ti abranteɛ no ni suman ni di n'akyi. Kofi se there be usuman no ɔntwe sika ɔnsɛ wo sika. Ɔde sika ne ma wo a wo ma ne bi ni. Ɔte ase wo ntɔ candle ma no, wo ntɔ incense ma no. Wo nyɛ hwee emma suman no odi wachi no. Suman ni di wachi enka Kristo ni beka ne wo bofo wo angel. You see this suman no edi wachi no. Wo betimi akwa sorry na ebi asofo no owani ohu ade. Ohu suman na wo se bosom di wachi sesi yetu bosom no. Bobo, yeah, lack of knowledge. Nimdia mi man ni nti wo mayira. Ti abrantie ne se onim se suman ni di n'akyi no wo ka suman ne ho asem. Suman no edin de emfamfiri. Ochi ase suman ni di de emfamfiri. Na akwara ne si suman no ompe suman no enti ye pe ye pe suman no. This is the thing. For lack of knowledge, my people perish. I am free before. Sa pepepe. What do you say? The enti akwada no adwene ye ne se suman no eye ade safe woni. Opaninu a wokoji suman ni be afie ho no. According to abofra no, ni papa di suman ne akum enipa be more than 30. Di papa no wokoji suman no ode ye no. Se o papa ni be eba krom na woni ni nya asem a utia ne na so a na wa ampa ne chewa ma na amfa anche wo ho a no de wa company fu anim. Eti de na pani ni ye ne se akoda ne se emre bi o papa ne suma ne se wonkodi pani bi nte no wonhwe won se en abofra asem amikan abofra ne firi wodan achim wodan no aba mikro mu asante achim obogu ena de no ebe pie mu ewo mabofra Kofi Mino asone ye na me ni wodi nkomo se ba ye no Kofi frɛ me bo mamane de si ye nyina se me mfa nsa enkonko gugu ene e ma so masuman no oti ase be masuman na aduane mam inti me ni suman ni kodi nkomo koma asuman na aduane na na de etia ne se abofra ne se opani no ne papa esuma ne se onko di opani bi nte opani ni ko ejanan bia ekurase KVIP nti wonko di opani ni nte no wonko hwe onse ekurase KVIP ni ya chichechichem otu ase ya chichechiti wonko di opani ni nte na wonko hwe baby opani ni ba akokoto no meka nkyere no eti wodidu opani ni tenten ukohunu so opani no akobowura agyanan bia ho ana ono nso wura ho bi ana okohu ba bi opani nti opani ni kura no etrentra ne se abofra da na ba bia mpanimfo gya omonan ana wo ba bewura. You see, it is the soul opani ni nso ne kra ana ne kasa enko opani no etie ne homo a enka ne kra and say will be because indeed they are two said the Christopher Bible ne canon they are two moon esuche the wo wiase and if you pay attention to their two moon it will always beam to you. What you say, you will know what is happening because be a basic in the physical no edi can see in the spirit and zana are manifested in the physical. We are all spiritual beings having physical experience. It is beautiful. Tina na make catch it say the mema okomfo malam dunsini osofo bia ehunehuna word miracles because miracle be anywhere a change this physicality. This physical realm no awu sana is the actual miracle. Eti abofra ne say ofie no okoka kire ne papa say wakohunu opani no ba bia okotoye ewe janai bia ho ene wo se ne papa no ema ne coin, just a coin say won ko ajanai bia ho won ko tonto be bia opani ne kotoye no abofra on de onim hwe ne papa soma no nti okwa akoye na okoye na okokotoye. When on the next day enyumre wasu o maami firi dwom ba ya no o maami ka se o papa yi o wa yi akire ha yi papa na firi mu o papa we di o ye de firi mu papa yi nya papa yi na me papa maami ko di ni nte papa maami ko tete ne maami de kwen kura koto baby a ukoja ne dada ana maami ne se ma de mu ni babo pose ana maami ne se emosu mu obi ente ye wo papa over there. Next house, small house, money be my man. We did you. Open your kwanu. I spiritual hit man. Eti na debia me two for say. Show hu ye. Bible no kra two for ye Christo ni a Bible net wo say so fun obi ahuni wo kwa ansa na wo de wa company fu anim. So de wo company fu animu a ka bibia wasem beye mobo se pauno idipa bebre ni nam ho aye omo se enkrofo nti wo de imagine sa akoda no nam ho no a papa na firim nti papa ni firim no sumai no akoda no onim no ancestral curse. Sumai na kwada no onim no. Bada kwala ni eni sumai ni hu nimdie bia. Ntotimi nye sumai ni ho akade ma ba me kama wo ho ate se akwada no woni ni nya woni sumai ni na enya. Se ya wo se woni akwada no na enya e suma akwa. Ewiase we ohun who than fiction. What I say? The conscious African who than fiction. Tina debia me too for me new share. History 101 abako sem du medie so amese to ano na reka. Buadio Memu ahunyadio, memu ahunyadio, ntade chains cars. Hey. So when you said the empenifo ne tia. Empenifo they can have everything. Okay, they can have everything, but they need nothing because they have everything. Yeah, what deal be before? Your spirituality, no, is deeper than the ocean. Now me say much of how to communicate with your spirit guides. 80 when your baby was setting aside apart from you see, mama spirituality no aye. And I don't blame you. Reason why you don't want to get near spirituality because woman ye kuma wood for ne so ka ho bi kuma wood for ne so amwa. One would pump a lot of fear and lies into their movies into those movies. But my main asem chiro. So person what spirituality as start watching abrofono sci-fi movies no. Start watching abrofono sci-fi movies no. You would understand spirituality more better. God says, I used to haunt me. Because abrofono sci-fi movies now, it is built on spirituality. So in the sci-fi movies now, and they communicate with entities, they come with entities from different planets, different dimensions. Obviously, abosom they are in different dimensions. So abosom are in different dimensions. Some are in different planetary systems. Yeah, now from aliens. Who is an alien? Who couldn't aliens? Because see this meat jacket ni free ye ho semi run ni pedua ni free mo so whom ya obedwane. And after I leave this borrowed, and the thing what you have to understand is this. Everything you have, you borrowed it from this physical realm. This body is like a drone. What I said, this body, this avatar is a drone for the soul. So when you get deeper into Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, no, na make ene. What is my baba? I'm Koya Masaba. We'll get deeper like we always do. You understand how all these things. And when you set aside a cool place, baby, we decide it's a hadie. Me fe fin koka ho. Dia antia. Nano na abrantie bi wo Facebook. Wano bibini wano sese wo yenkremuni. Enti wo free say nananom esum ne yenkwase asem enti no. Every time he tries to it, I said, but I mean, me no, me do bia, say we kremuni, say we Christoni, say we Buddhist, say we me do bia antino. And me, I'm here to teach. Enti, say wo ba be chira dia, yemfa bufuo, any kasentwine wote ase anya sa you obepam nkrofo nti even though nipa no ojimi ne ho but I have to be accommodative. You understand? Because kanea no sesi yeso obia de ma no na obia timide ne de yehwe ne kwan mu oho enti me wabotre wabotre mu obia wabotre mu obia imagine say she knowledge fear ye de agu abonten this past years na no abrantie bi frɛ me oluma meti ayi abe akwakobo be 10 oluma me relax kakra wa frɛ me nana sese de niema mu nkoye ti wo ka niema mu nkoye no wo ka se niema mu nkoye no na ma boto kra nka me kra no me ba be yese o nie niema ya ye kyerɛkyerɛ akwankyerɛ yiye bi oti ase nti nka ba be nya abotre no ma to me bo akyerɛkyerɛ o se nana eti misrawo se enka yi Freemason ni secret ayi bi so benya bi anka mame nkodwan bi me tin samu no so wa show eti niema ma kyerɛ nti wa asɛm a wa frɛ ani me ba be radija kokko Woody, I now understand why me heart chakra no and I mean ananom edi can activate ni mame because honestly na me ni abotre na niema ye me fontentemu aga no ana ka me kan kwa ase say for Jimmy so kokra but you see when me heart chakra no nananom soja no eto me heart chakra no so ma me heart chakra no ebie no ajobreu sometimes it me say na wo nyameche ukra udi di nyameche o na wo se wo pese okodwen Freemason for forms 7,000 Ghana cedis wo obi da ho ewisia wo nkusa wo banche onwene wo nsu ho asrewa Ngao frame kura na meka se fa 1,000 Ghana cedis just 1,000 Ghana cedis fabra yenkototo oil ne ho niema ne mfa nya niema nchichire niema mauna fa koye yi a ka be ka se nana ebi ni ho nti wo de ye bibi mame but one who say all copy Freemason adwan ni you see instead of and so I was like you see you are a magnetic being. The ekoso wabra bombia happen because of your mind. Why do you know any your emotions? So when you work on your thoughts and your feelings are and never best somehow. A Christopher Bible is as a man thinks so is his life. Said the ordinance I know abra but here. Into one oh yeah near memoir din near memoir din yeah better than near memoir din. When I see ye na yeti hono niema mu efuma baru anya se wo ka se niema mu eden na asesa you force things to change because you have a spark of the creative source oba ade ani tumi ni bi na tiw mu no it is oba ade ani ba ade dia you see that is the lies they tell you manifestation important possible but you have to work on yourself first because you have to magnetize your aura now aura net me attract at the end of our penny the about brother then you have to work on your path the lame adoma chede ne doso said the Christopher Bible ne kano adoma chede ne doso enti hwehwe wo de na fa ye adwuma di ulem nyese obi ton toast nti wo ko ton toast ni bi What you see? Now, to communicate with your spirit guides, not your friend, and come on him here because you're better to us. Come on a dorsal near mano SCCA in the past, in a dorsal. So, to communicate with your spirit guides, baby, I was set aside to say, only a home above when my main country, my main cousin being chill. Emra na mean share spirituality as say, me shall see ye. Mene madam fo yaw Jeff edi nkomo enam se yaw nem pese mi ko Bini na me ko tusumai me kwa giedu. That was my like me share my spiritual journey na se because na me tete say nkrofo tutu nkrofo we akutu aduro we si makwaji suman wa ha we si me kwaji suman wa ha we si me kwaji suman wa ha na me sha ase no me sha ase say me meditate me read a lot of books, history, spiritual books, esoteric books. I read the Bible, a lot of books. I mean, a lot of books, I read them. And then, ahum na kasa. Ahum noa. Na maye ma adwin say, me kwan akope bi no. Me kwa akope wo mo no. They started coming to me. I started attracting them because my auric field no abeye strong enough to attract angels. You understand? So whatever you want to attract, you have to work on yourself. Metifie ha alignment yes senam. Metidem he ya fie ya na metie. Ena ahonhom eto me so omo pe madamfo. Manko omo ho mi twam da bia me drive twam wo omo anim da bia na me nkoho because sent and free that side omo di fia ka omo because lack of knowledge they don't understand omo ntiase earth elements. Me meditate you. They are here. Okay, see. Ye pese de wototo anamon fa. Ye ne obefa adamfo. Smart me befa adamfo. Empani se bosumo ne obenante ana suman one obenante ne wa kire on achi hwade nti ampa omo se ye mpa de tuntum. Ti da bia waye wa adwen se obeba besra ye no. Emfa de tuntum ma ye nchen. Ye mpa de tuntum. O ba nso na wo ba beche yade a ye pade ede. Ti wo beche yade a beche yade ede. Tumi so me wo hwa no mo so aba no ma beche me ade. Wo hwa no ma ba no ma beche me akwankyere. Ahu. Wo hwa no ma ba. Omo se unim se ahaban we eni ahaban we. So wo di yesi ni se ya. Ebe isi ama. Ti aya no a kire wo namfofo no why? No mo so aye bi why? So it's like that. But I want to we ya ne me ku ho. What do you say? After a nipa no de me call police station and then Enra. Just Enra. Me come me share inside. Me bomb empire. We are gidi me bomb empire. Me meditate. Me dey cause so crowd abonti man. Me pia after me meditation na me ba abonti. Say me ba be hwe wi agem from akakra. No catch them abonti say, "Hey, now we inside." I'm saying I know so. Akwa no a. O se wo ma wo sum. O ma wo nya wo abosum sum. No. Oni assembly for eba wo fie n'anim ha ebe gyina ha but omo emusa obi ahwe nti yeso yanka bibia nkyerɛ na omo gyina na omo kɔe. You see, it is not in me, it's not part of me say mede me nsa we be say obi ade. Oh no. And nipa no de o ya do free say me no ne me yes ade no. E wona adwene mu no free say me no ne me yes ade. Onim sa honhom no ne o mu di sa nkwase agoro no. Onimu. Nti wo yes ade no me ka kira honhom ne say adwobrel. Adwobrel. Emre bi beba ho. Obeye. Enu nim ne nti a aya na maka kira honhom ne say adwobrel ne say. Ane say because of me fiura. Because me fiura adamfo no. Wahu no. Enti eya na makira honhom me say adwobrel. But you see emre bi beba me ka omu ntie biem. If is nyame no ode ye me. Mimi ntisie nim menye motia. What I say menye motia. Me a physical being. Menye spirit what I say I'm a spiritual being and I'm manifesting into this physicality. They are spiritual entities. Who feels I mean I want me a simple. Intimidi ye futu amubia. Abako sema history 101. Yanko ye nimwe. Yenye akwa nkyerɛ kakra. Meba TikTok mama me check out this here. Quick one. Okay, all right. Thank you. Quick one. Meba mama me share DM 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Just one me see 2 minutes. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my bad. Okay. Medasi. All right. Nasa say me ko share a DBCC a quick one. almost ish rather. Mienya akwanchire we na you are na yaye how to communicate with your spiritual guides no on. So akwanchire we ye efukese. Wahuno efukese. You see nansan wo behunu no emmem ne ma nyina anyanyem. Wo behunu ma ne mmem nyina anyanyem. Chese mini pavida. Misi ni ama bi enipa na me boni din pe Ochami Kofi enim enipa kro no. Ochami Kofi nim nipa kro no. Mi boni din pe Ochami Kofi be hu no. But Ochami Kofi ni na eye adwuma wo Hot FM. Nti Ochami Kofi ehu nipa kro no. The former manager. Ana oyobi anafuso. Na because of nafuniti even shoe ni shoe kra o sha je kwaye si na oyobi jovial person what you say oyobi a to so Ochami Kofi a oye omo edi agro nti na menene edi agro kama nti mimi ni aketwa kra ena openi enemy di nkomo se oh yaw they say they mafui abapa o mafuna ye kese pan ti sese no sese me start ye day eco gym na mafu no esote we are making satan na meti Israel eti Gordon Trump abebie gym ewo Israel eti woni mi di hu nkomo se o akwa register ewo Gordon Trump gym ho di mini aketwa no ono so ti living room ho ndi nkomo na ye di ni nyina no ye de utie era ode na no to enkomo ni mo no se boss said they were funa ya ne de Jim no kra wo mene to ye mu a nya de be ku said they were funa ya de aju wo mene tape wem Babusiano obia onyo it was it said we food I had it o mini tape where I said your car said your car said na obia da formos now say who binu mafu a nokora ni nyame anim nie enya ahomeka minim se aburuchire ni awo ama yenuanum bibrefu ayayi mema yenuan mema ni bi wo ho a se bi ono ane bema ne kura no odi nani ehun yese yache so obehu ne bema pa ade wo odi ni fun atwa picture ana wakogina hwehwe nim ansa no ahwe ema ne su bebre sa wo makosi akuman wo behwe a ade wode ahwehwe ena akofom se ansa no ahwe nya homka minim su wani nye ho community web and then community gym enya this small tea ni enonom o ti ase enonom a ebeye yi niema obehia eye kwadu hono banana peels anti kwadu no wudi wi a ento ne hono ni ngu na cinnamon stick unya baako kora na se mienu a ye obepa nka atwade nka adwoa de mo and I'm very lime no lime nka adwoa no de ho tontom nketenkete no eno so wape no so bi na wape bay leaves de mo de ye jollof no mo de ye mo froye no bay leaves no we no mfa me ye froye no wape bay leaves ni bi enti enka we no for the day ubenu mumienu no for your daily consumption you get the banana peels now cinnamon stick no for the day no fa baako anka etwade no for the day no fa baako bay leaves no for the day no fa mienu cloves no for the day no fa nwotwe what you say fa nwotwe nano sa insuo cup mienu for the day no mienu nano between 20 to 30 minutes what you say between 20 to 30 minutes no ane kama uwi asone so na mani isi ho nyo nka se konom ne hyehye na enworo wanu mani isi ho na enyo uwi a tea cup no bobako enwumre so no wa heat no abo baako ade achi a ye ne saa no ebe na ne kwahwe okono a abifu awanim se I go 4 or 6 packs. Oh no, or 1 pack. Oh the waka 6 ni na boom no why any 0. Na dey fun awadi. Oh yeah ne kakra it will flatten your stomach, it will clear the bloat no any mucus no. Amamma ne you know a ahye wa yi ni nyina no. Ebe na ne kama what you say na bibia aye kama. So we were on how to communicate with your spirit guides and your ancestors before I so inti baby a what clean we see ho say e ho na wo de be ye sa nkita ho die no was infinite packs wo de be di sa nkita ho die no if you say sabiu wo dan na wo tim no wo baby a wo da wo baby a wo didi wo baby a wo no aduane wo baby a sabi wo dware wo baby a wo gya wonan eti sese wonya baby a wo bo wo mpaye men you see enkobutu wo mpanim enkobo empaye hia if you say sabi wo mpa no I want to wajeje match what you say wajeje match there be aya na me catch it say or say ingredients na me say kwadu hono anka etwade cinnamon bay leaves ena cloves that wamba eno a what you say good eti imagine say unim pefe na chidom hene unim pefe na chidom hene meni oba ekode ni mi nkodware yempo medi min say so mu a you wouldn't like it even bed sheet no se unim se obi ne ge abeda so ana oba abeda so a ye ka se koda so a wo mpe se obeda so bada o da sampa ne so na wo fre nyankopon se na nyankopon na come on yen fe buo kakra. You see, there's one thing I love about Yeni Anumon Kremufo is the respect they give to their scriptures. The same respect and I hear your spiritual items. Eti abosum dem ho baby a ofra na abosum dan no Se minim sa me ni oba akoda na menyare me ho memfa me hohoro me ho eni ahaban bi anase nkyene a eho me nkoho eho me mfa me mpaboa nkoho because a sacred place o Bible no kire wo o si Moses you na mu mpaboa na sase na wugira so na sase kronkron that particular spot no is sacred, so keep it and treat it as such. Men violate that place. Well, no, it is our place. You go there, you do what? You sit down quietly. Well, no, you set aside a few minutes. Now I set your intentions. It is that time, no, and that silence, no. So that is when you notice your own thoughts. And in that moment, silence, na bra what na see no thoughts no will start coming. Thoughts they will start coming. But the beauty of this whole exercise, they say, when the thoughts ne bar, don't follow them. Enti girl no and our boy no and I say car no and I say fie no those thoughts say nya no ho common na wo call say wo kwa kodia. Do not entertain those thoughts because a concentrated mind is never disturbed. What you say? Enti botaye no when they call altar nanim no stick to it. It is why a lot of people say they are unable to meditate because when they are meditating, no, their mind drifts because thought is non-local. It is some of the thoughts may be yours, some may not be yours. So when they come, don't entertain them. What you say? You concentrate. Now, you set your intentions. What you say? You ask direct questions. Why you know? You set your intentions. You start asking direct questions. You are having a conversation with your higher self and your spirit teams. What you say? Enti ubusa question be say a DNA assessment metiasie imprimprin. What you say? What do I need to understand right now? What you say? What am I looking for? What am I overlooking? A DNA assessment me sha me mfa mani hwe ne na me bu mani gu so. You ask these questions. Anamon ben na sese mi tu. Anamon ben en na sese mi tu no mo atiasefo asase su firi se me ba atiasefo asase su mani abefura. Mani we tuatua ho hunu hwe. Enti anamon ben en na mi ntuo. Wabusa sa question we awie no. Listen without forcing an answer. Because when we ask these questions, we force our brain to answer it. Don't do it. Ubusa questions, no, sit down quietly. What you say? The insights will come. The answers will come. Sometimes it is not going to come as a voice. You're not going to, what you say? Sometimes they appear, what you say, in a dramatic sign. What you say, you see it in your as a movie. A bow when you shoot is a movie. Sometimes a bow as a thought. You know, so this is a different thought. But in practicing these things, no, and yet, you see, a lot of you, my famous spirituality, no, say a event. Enti, wa oni obi won kita hundie bia, ene o kai se wo tu anamon ekoye bibi. me ka sin bi akira branti bi a o frɛ me sɛ wo pɛ sɛ wo ba no nim bedi nkomo and o frɛ me so o pɛ sɛ wo ba no nim bedi nkomo no ne nti o pɛ sɛ wo ba no nim bedi nkomo no nyina ne sɛ woni obi o pɛ sɛ wo de ni business proposal e ko hyere opani e ma na sponsor nti wo ba abegye ne ema adware no kwa na one opani ni kodi nkomo no a bibia akwa akoye jojo enkenye boni o but adan na sese wotena se twen ema ni kokoduru se ukwa akoye bibia ansa na wadware se woman ne ye part of your lifestyle say me efri tete ye dware nipa no e dware okra no ma me nkyere mo ade bi ma me nkyere one image okra dwarefo hwe image we tete image o look at that, this is tete akwala na hunu no ye kra dwarefo akwala we ye kra dwarefo because of modern religion because we are Christian no some ka woni awadidi ame na come de okra unknowingly you sing it oni awadidi awie so come de okra and how are you going to feed okra no why dware awie onia why dware awie o why spray o hu aka okra no ho ayefi woni oba ne dawie woni bema ne dawie ye no wo kai wo ahunu sa physically efi aka ho enti wakobu nsu odware because why do you say wa woni nipadua no forgetting say woni wa woni okra no ndi wadware nipadua na wie wa nware okra ne da so ayefi efi ne da so taritari okra no na ebi anai sa efi no ebi anaye wo eye sikyire na efi asikyire efi kan ho a entatia berew entatia eberew it is efi no e kan ho no astral entities will feed off it negative entities will feed off it njo sisika nka ne nsem we adwuma sika ntna na efi e wo ho se be na sika tena etinka muni aduaba na momfa haban ne nsa yade no nka aye ne de won tinka wunim se be ya nipa bedowo se be ye nipa bepe wo asem eyi time ewu keke time ewu ena alligator pepper o kan alligator pepper no makoma 21 time ewu pe ba ko pesi na chim nti pekese empede emu abotokuro pede eye kama entity e kama na posa emfe nsuo nka ho oti ase pe white container the why container ya wo tire ya omode posa wo time ewu no posa wo nsem ane nsuo ni nyina anya dai impie film for 6 flowers oil no fafra alligator pepper mako 21 kind of aka ho mix ni nyina together sa concoction yi waye fafra wunku na fasra na hwe fafra wunku na fasra hwe sɛdeɛ enipa ni bɛgye wo ho nti asɛ sɛdeɛ enipa ni bɛgye wo ho sɛdeɛ dɔm bɛpɛ wɔ asɛm awuno ba wo de what polish edi wasi hwɛ ɔbaa ɔte sɛme ɔbaa kama enize ɔbaa kama ɔte sɛme bɛma kra mfrɛ me awa yɛ de ɔkyerɛ ufi uka se polish na ni adware na ni makeup ni de pie o kra na ye fi dodo okra na efi nti instead say okra na be attract be manu a wo pe na ba no because sana you are the one attracting nti de wa ya no na aye no ti obi anya hwe enya wo na abrewa no na eye wo nya obi a na eye wo se na J.A. Busa question. J.A. Busa say, how can the soul be dirty? The soul can be dirty because the soul lives in the body and around the body. And so no na operate body no. So for instance, car any problem one automatically affect you. One, car no would 2 kwan. What you say car no would 2 kwan. Enti ebe affect you. It affect you time. It affect you emotions. It affect you usika. What you say? Because if you want to fool egu car nim car na ja wasi kwantimfi. Say towing car crown na obefa iska. What you say? So all these things, that's how the soul Sara okra na ye adwuma fa. Eti Habib ni noti say how can it be cleansed? Enu nti na ye adware no. Enu nti na kan tete no na ye wo kra adwarefo. Om ne dware okra no. Ne de haban ene ho nkro ne ba. Haban bebiri wo ho a ye di dware okra no. Because okra no connected to this body no. Nti wo di can body no a oti ase. If you say okra no na ti nipadua no di nipadua no ye adwuma. Ba nipadua no ne ko wi ade no. Ene ye bo nipadua no dua o. Ade no okra no ko. Nipadua no adwane. Okra no agya nipadua no ato ho. Okọ. As within, so without. Ni note and you can say enema ye de edware okra no no kura ni nyankopon ni bebre wa buruchiri enya Africa hanko an ewo wohunu nti woni the right people no edi nkomo a ombe kirekirew enema wo betimi di aka wo di padua no a ebema okra na nya hoodene. Okra ni nya ahoɔden a honhom bia ni wa wo ne wo frɛ no kro bɛba. I had to say bema on for money na hu fia wa hu posh girl opeso wo frɛ no ye ne lie. Who visa girl ne bɛba? Disana honhom no so mu. Oh say o bompa yo say ye was Jimmy. Asi shakwanu fi dey frame me. Do kwa de ube attracting negative entities. What you say? Now, when you start listening to your the thoughts and the response na ebebe anwa. The assessor way so starting yes is here and say you should start writing. You should start keeping journal. Journal no the ebeboa won say when we are freer, you start reflecting on some of the things. And mawunya clarity because uhunu the synchronicities. What you say, so you compare and contrast. Mawunya synchronicity no. Uhunu say okay. And then me call my son no me alter name no. These are the thoughts eba my dream. And no answer me call yeah. Thought about my dream. So you compare and say, oh, the same thought patterns. The same thought patterns may happen. Oh, okay, and yes, this will be too swan more because and yet coincidence. synchronicities. What you say? Ebia my buffalo no mommy a clue on an amobi asese true. So you should start keeping journal. It's why I write. It's why the bia will be hunu na me kan ade. The better history 101 is a certain time no be catch them say nana ada na ya won fa niam ani ngo. You see ye blame na nanom se na nanom anya yen niam bibra ye betwere. But in you know me twere niam agu ho watch minim kra da me free hako. Me kwa mo besisa all these documents. So you understand? And na brofo na ye and they will call manim chen no. Because they keep records. The inchiriman be far. It's okay. Me na nanso de no all ye ni. Let me work on it. Oh, eboa. Now, intino, you keep the note, the journal of it. The journal will help you to notice the patterns. What you are saying and the synchronicity. Then, well, we know the patterns and the synchronicities. No, Sese would tested the insight against the reasons. Well, we know. Niema no aye chire oni bi no. What they lead to clarity. What you say? Do they? What you say? Responsibility, compassion. Any who kwan say niema no aye chire wo no. Edi fear and neighbor. Anything edi fear ebebre ubiano is not good for your higher self. Because fear is a negative vibration. Fear is not positive. Until you approach this practice without fear. What did I mention? I say? Approach it without fear. Because fear in itself, no, is a negative vibration. But Mali Eka Waninyum Nim said, no weak heart shall prosper. Well, no weak heart shall prosper. Quick one, Mama me and check here the ABCs here on Ahase Madaroma. Okay. Okay. Good. Now a ramasi menka the lower chakras ne ho asem. Emrenkoi. Okay. Mami ntiti ani. Minim say what the root chakra, the sacra, solar, plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra. Minim say what all these chakras. Me pacho wunim de ye friend no pashu chakras. And I say the animal chakras. No. Me pacho wunim pashu chakras. So let me say the no.
It's time to reach your reading goal. I'll start your audiobook in 10 minutes.
I can so much of it. So in can history 101 I may ya. And that this is the time I say me reading time aso. Me last reading and sana makwako meditate na mababeda. Nti me AI assistant reminded me say it's time to achieve my reading goal. And the didn't be ya no the Pashu chakras all say the 7 main chakras the chakras no lead to heaven. The Pashu chakras no the chakras no a lead to hell. What you say? Now all these Pashu chakras no, say one strengthen them, one strengthen on 9 one. What you say? One strengthen on 9 one. You don't work on it because that is where the Pashu chakras no. O Pashu chakras no, ewo free o hasi from ubolu no o hasi from o hasi o groin area hasi ene o sire mu ha on say ye wo o hasi ye wo o sire mu hasi ya you feel it oti ase ha ukotodwe o nanim say wo ankle ha wo ha ena wo ha on say wo nan poso hasi wo nan poso hasi ena wo nan ano yeah, I say me nan ano fem me. What I said, those spots no ena ye Pashu chakras no. Ena ye Pashu chakras no. Na enemre Pashu chakras no, we will not be able to discuss it. What I say into full details. What we are going to do, and they say me mami amount what the Pashu chakras no said. Enye balance that what they lead to. Na iwia yemfa enesom no enye de esi ha. Na eda kwesi ada adom yen ya babedi enkomo foforo. But me kai won so say minim say be a Champions League final this weekend will be febi. Na me twe wadwe e bia wunnim minim wati Jimatra. So we will be a study Jimatra. Unim Jimatra said it here. The study of Jimatra is telling me say trophy we Champions League final we the 34th edition. The 34th edition. FC Arsenal. The reduction in Jimatra 34. Arsenal winning the 34th edition of the Premier League. Now saying, "Hush, look to that. Look to that. Ubia write off Arsenal. I see PSG. Ikuta super attack. I'm looking at this match from Gematria. Yes, not that. Now, the Pashu chakras. So let's finish with the Pashu chakras. Now, you have some no any So the Pashu chakras started from a groin area hasi. Started from a groin area hasi. The Atala chakra. Okay, the Atala chakra. Fear and lust. Fear and lust. Enti ihu. Uti ase. Ene ahode. Uhunu obe bia na obe ma sorry. Upesa one ne koda. When these Atala chakras are not balanced, that is what happens. Here, usire muhasi is what the Vitala chakra no. Ewo Jack said nana this one the PSG go beat them. Okay. Me, I'm looking at it from Jimatra. Honestly, me koye hu abusa koye hwe. But Jimatra and I'm there this inti. Meet me amount the 34. Oh, they opa. Check it. The number 34, what it means to the football club Arsenal, and why Arsenal is going to win the 34th edition of the Champions League. One will say me, they can't catch that one. Maybe I can say, Galileo Galilei eka asem bi se wonyankopon no a wobo bibia no senko wodane ne hu nipa te se yen ayi na nko kasa se mene wa enka kasa obeka ne ye mathematics, because reality is built on the ones and the zeros. Ones and zeros no ana oba ya so ne yeso a ye de ye busa ne de mamu sede no ayeto no edane ne ebutu a the ones and the zeros. You see, I wonder why people criticize and now condemn things they don't understand. Anyways, the Vitala chakra no, which is Uhasi, anger, resentment, and frustration. Anger, resentment, and frustration. In today's is why the ancient, they did a lot of yoga. It's why the ancient, na omotna ase, omotna sise no. Santna sise no. Santna sise no. Na yetna ye na aso no. Enye Islamic ayo. Almost every ancient culture they practice it. Uko ancient Egypt, they did it a lot. Now, unkotodwe no. The Sutala chakra. The Sutala chakra. Envy and insecurity. What we say, whenever we walk into a room and a space, now we feel insecure. Shaky. Whenever you are walking and you are feeling insecure, shaky. It is because Satula chakra, which is in your energy center. Chakras are energy centers. They are just energy centers. Oh no, it is why you have to walk more. It's why you have to walk more and stretch your legs and exercise. Very important. What you say? Now, when I name has say no, de talatala. What you say? The talatala chakra. The talatala chakra, which represents greed, deceit, and pride. You see, as above, so below. It is the chakras above, no. Below so. You see, but a lot of people talk about the upper chakras, which is the 7 chakras, no. The roots go into the crown. But the Nukrapa say, and the Nukrapa say, a lot of people do not research and read and practice what they talk about. They almost practice Nankazana. They are not, they are almost preaching it, they are not practicing it, they are not living it. Because wakwahwe TikTok video be and all come once me live, let's begin there. That's what the live was, so let's begin. Wait, I'm not done. With the one okay, can I don't know tell me. What you say? Then when nine posho, when nine hasino, when nine joint hasino. Aha. The Rasatala chakra. What you say? The Rasatala chakra, which is doubt, which represents doubt. Wahuno. And now one nine so hasino, a pono a war hasino, a pono a war nine so hasino, a pono a war nine so hasino. The Mahatala chakra. What you say? represent apathy. What you say, and unconsciousness. Apathy and unconsciousness. The last but not the least, Wanayano, which is the patala chakra. A hatred, any retribution. What you say, any blocking. You see, when it is balanced, the beer kama. Yeah, didn't come up, baby. The black horseman invincible say, please, Nana, will you grind the alligator pepper seed into powder before mixing it? Don't grind it. Pusa. About the chakras in your palm. We'll talk about chakras in your palm. You see that there are chakras in your palm. There are energy centers in your palm. Oh, you didn't know. Okay. So we'll talk about it. Dafu Froyishia. Me didn't know that you media about history 101. Me do as sene ojibre ema yishia de. Kwesi ada. Se jimatra ne to a. Ye be se hia wa antu so a ye be se hia. Me da oba ade ase, me da mo ase, me da nananom ase. Se jumedie no akoten na aba na wiye. Hwe ho so yi, nananom nhira ye, oba ade nhira ye. Tumi no ti nipadua no enso di nyina brane. Na entwe de nipadua no ehia nyina enfema no. Me do ase se oje bre ema yishia de. Eda kwasi ada, ebe se hia. Bye bye.